And we are
There
live.
we are.
How is everybody?
Hello.
Welcome,
What's up,
welcome.
everyone?
Hey.
I had to bring back up, guys. So let's see. We have hello, Vicky and Lorraine and Bernice and Joanne, Sherry and Sue. And if there's anybody else that's further up, please say hello again. Let's see, Karen. So I hope everyone had a beautiful Easter. And up there's Rebecca. She just popped in, and Kristen. So I went to Restream, guys. Instead of paying $400 and some a year, I went to Restream because Matt had told me it's the same as StreamYard, but only half the price. So, $160 is a lot easier to swallow than $438. And it's much easier to bring people up on panel than it was. I couldn't handle YouTube anymore. I can't go live with YouTube unless it's absolute dire necessity. Joanne needs crochet help. I'm trying to follow show. Okay. I am trying to follow a pattern that says 30 single crochets into transverse loops. What's a transverse loop?
Never heard that before.
I've never heard of a trans. Let's see what Google tells us.
I mean,
I never heard of it.
I've heard of, Dr. Frankenfurter I've heard of, but, hi, Lady Crochet. Hi, Vicky. It sounds very meta.
Okay.
It's trying to defy physics or something.
So I'm an absolute crochet beginner, and my first project is a Minecraft sheep. What does crochet? Okay, there we go. That's what I want. What does it mean?
Hello, Mixed Mutt.
We know it shouldn't be.
Yeah, I've never heard of a transverse.
No. And what's coming? The back horizontal bar or the back bump is probably what I would. See, nobody knows what a transverse loop is.
Transverse. Is that like a Trans Am? A Transylvanian?
Okay, let's see.
A transatlantic?
Yeah, I cannot help you on that one. I am sorry. Joanne, I do not know what that is.
Hello,
Did we
Wendell.
lose Matt?
Well, I'm still here.
No, Matt.
Yeah, Matt disappeared. He went poof.
There we go.
Nope,
there he is.
Poof. Hello.
Oh, and see,
I was doing the time warp.
And
we were just talking about Dr. Frankenfurter, so it really drives you insane. So let's do Matt, the time warp again.
When you did the private chat thing, it actually popped up. So instead of StreamYard having it over at the right-hand side with a little number, it actually pops up.
That's cool.
So you can actually see it. Okay.
That's just bizarre. I can't get into the chat like.
Well, see, I'm on my phone. I've got it in landscape mode, and you have to shift the three of us up, and then you can see the chat underneath it.
Oh, I can see the chat. I just can't respond to it.
Oh, you have to move. So you almost have to have us off the page.
Yep.
And at the very, very bottom is the chat box.
Yep. And then I was having issues with StreamYard the other day because that stupid button.
Yes. If you are not a paying member, you have to deal with that bubble right there.
Seriously?
Yes.
All the more reason for me not to use StreamYard anymore, because that ruined my experience trying to interact with the chat.
Yeah,
no.
you were mad.
I was mad.
Because it wants you to keep plugging in, because StreamYard's losing so much money because of their stupid pricing.
Good reason.
So,
by the way, Russ,
if you what? I'm trying to talk. What?
You should be used to interruptions. No, I wanted to show you something. I'm sorry, but I saw these today and I thought of you.
Oh, I like Dr. Pepper, but I don't like Peeps.
Well, I thought, I had to give them a try, because I mean they weren't even $2, but I was like, Peeps, Dr. Pepper, okay.
Dr. Pepper, Peeps.
Yes. How many pecks of pickled Peeps did Dr. Pepper pick?
24.
Well, there are 10 in here.
I don't like Peeps.
Well, I can't help that.
I didn't say nothing. Matt, did it let you go down to the chat box?
Hi, Spring. Hugs.
It scrolls all the way down, but it doesn't give me like able to put it in.
Okay, so underneath, okay, you got the blue, okay, underneath all three of our pictures.
Yeah.
You have an empty blue spot.
Yeah.
Put your finger on the empty blue spot and swipe up as far as it'll go. And you should see the chat box.
Oh, I see the chat.
No, where you can type in a message.
What?
Okay, so
private one. No, but mine's
okay, that was a ripoff.
Mine's a little different because I'm on a laptop.
Russ, it's totally fine that you don't like Peeps, because these are a ripoff.
Yeah, even as a little itty bitty child, I could never eat Peeps. I love the marshmallow. I don't like the sugar that's on top of the marshmallow.
Yeah, Peeps was never one of my favorites.
Maybe I have to build up like an aftertaste. Like, I have to eat like the whole 10 of them in order to get enough aftertaste, in order to think that I just had something that was Dr. Pepper flavored. There's like no Dr. Pepper flavor. Nope. I'm disappointed. Peeps Incorporated marshmallow maker people. No.
Yeah, but Peeps never tastes good.
Peeps, I mean, snowballs are good.
Snowballs are okay.
Peeps, I like them, but
no.
See, I was always unusual. This is not a new thing. But like, I remember when I would get snowballs, I would like to peel off the marshmallow and coconut, peel it off, and I would eat the cupcake, the cream-filled cupcake, and then I would eat it was like a cup of coconut-covered marshmallow, and I would eat that. I would like fold it up, and I would eat that separately. I was always weird, but these, I mean, like, they taste like Peeps, but they do not taste like Dr. Pepper Peeps. I'm sorry for my tangent. I'm sorry. I'm
no, there was another one that was those. It was Peeps, but it was some weird flavor, and it was not. It was not.
Well, they had a lot of different kinds. They had cotton candy. They had, I think, cookies and cream. Like, they had a lot of different flavors. This, I'm sorry. I'm just
the weirdest thing, and I wanted to try it just because we were at this. We have like this really nice grocery store, and they have more not exotic but specialty kind of item things. And they had Jones soda, which I love. but they had Hatch Chili Jones soda.
That sounds wrong.
It does sound wrong.
It just sounds really wrong. But yeah, I'm sorry for
It
my
does sound
tangent.
really wrong, but I wanted to try it. It was like green, like a green color. I was
I mean,
like,
I would be more
oh,
inclined to try like pickle flavored soda, but I don't know. I'm just
that's good. The pickled thing is good for your muscles.
well, that's fine because I don't have any. Russ, I'm sorry for derailing.
Derailing what?
Me and my little peep tangent. I'm sorry.
Nothing to be sorry about.
Ugh. It's just I had such high hopes for the little boogers.
Yeah, I have high hopes of getting $1 million worth of yarn too, but that ain't happening.
Well, you already own $1 million worth of yarn. Now, if you sold it, then there you go, your $1 million.
I wish.
You know, you just can't have it and, you know, so forth too, you know. Pickle flavored soda. I mean, I've seen it. I know it exists. They have like, I think they have pickle flavored. I want to say they have ranch flavored. There's a lot of bacon. I've seen bacon. I have. You know, Cadbury eggs are good, but Cadbury eggs, the ones that are like cream filled, like on the commercial, it's always like white and yellow, and it's supposed to look at the interior of an egg. I've never seen the yellow. I've only seen white because the commercials lie.
Oh,
But
Cadbury eggs have the yellow in it too.
I've never seen yellow.
Really?
Never. I've only seen white. It's just white. But the wasabi ice cream, Joanne, I wish. Ooh, I would love to try wasabi ice cream. But no, like whenever I eat the cream-filled Cadbury eggs, it makes my teeth scream at me in agony and pain. Like, what are you doing, you psycho?
Because they're so sweet.
They're way too sweet. I mean, they taste good, but then I'm like, ah, ah.
I
Anyway,
love Cadbury.
the one that
and they
makes me
love
do
you.
that is those really big, those sweet tarts.
Oh, I don't like
And
those.
they're like about that big around.
Well,
They're like
no, see what you got
the
to do is you got to
humongous
grab the
ones.
package.
Oh my god, those! You take a bite of them, it's like, nah.
Well, there's a trick to that. What you do is you take the package and you smack it on a table or a counter so that they break inside, and then you just take pieces. You just take pieces.
I know.
You pace yourself into your
Well,
diabetic coma.
when I was a teenager, I don't think there was a like a pace thing on that.
Mhm. Understood. I mean, oh, I just scarfed half of those 10, so I understand. But so what is everybody working on? I mean, Matt, you finished a gorgeous blanket.
Thank you. I
Well,
appreciate
you
that.
did.
No,
It was
I appreciate the compliments from you guys. And it makes
well,
me
it's
feel
an
good
absolutely stunning
because
piece.
you guys are the guys that got me into this whole thing. And so when you guys not to saying it like that, because I've made some wonderful friends, you guys, but you guys were always my, like, you know, and so you guys saying that it's really good, I really appreciate it. It
Well,
makes
it's
me
really
really happy.
pretty. We know what we like. So there. Meh.
Yeah.
Meh. So Russ, what are you working on, babes?
I am winding yarn because I need to get started on this blanket, but I have to get these 10 balls of colors. I got to get these 220 minis wound up.
So you're doing all of your knotting and gluing?
Yep. Knotting and gluing. Waiting for this knot to dry.
Well, it was such a gorgeous day today that I decided to wear my cardigan that I haven't worn in like over a year, but it was such a nice day. And so I'm like, I'm gonna wear my cardi, you know.
Oh, Susan put a Cadbury egg and hot milk along with a couple of Hershey Kisses. Yum.
Oh, that would put your sugar like right through the roof.
Yep.
Uh, let's see. The chocolate orange that you smack on the counter for it to, I love those chocolate oranges.
Terry, that's Terry's chocolate orange.
Yes,
There's a
I love
raspberry
those
one I like.
things.
The thing about those is like, you know, like they're really good, but you can only have like a couple of wedges. Otherwise, yes, you also will go into a diabetic coma.
Yes.
Um, you know, it's just one of those things.
Yeah,
Carmen
I'm
wants me to
keeping
stand up. There's really like I'm like currently sitting in my bed right now, but you know, like you know, it's just my cardi. This is mandala in the colorway of centaur, which is like my favorite earthy autumn colored uh you know colorway. It's just one of my favorites.
Barbara keeps saying what happened to me, and I'm like, I'm here, Barbara.
They're coming to get you, Barbara. I was watching that last night.
Oh, that is the Night of
No
the Living
wire
Dead.
hangers. That's
Oh,
a different
What?
yes.
movie.
Night
No
of the
wire
Living Dead. They're
hangers.
coming to get you, Barbara.
Yes, yes. I watched that just last night for the umpteenth million gajillionth time. I mean, the original 1968, I absolutely love. And but the one that I watched last night was the 1990 remake.
Oh, Mommy Dearest. I'm thinking of Mommy Dearest is what I was thinking of.
No, Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, that's
Mommy
why I'm saying no
Dearest.
wire hangers.
No, Mommy Dearest, that was Joan Crawford.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and she's the one that always said no wire hangers.
yeah, that's what I
No,
was.
I don't blame you. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the dirt. You know. All right. So since people keep hollering, all right. Okay.
That's a pretty sweater. I like the
So
colors.
you know this is. I'm like kneeling in my bed right now, and so this is the other side. You know, this I did eons ago. Me and my Hellfire Club shirt. What is going on with the picture in picture? What were you doing, Russ?
Oh, Russ was playing with the little
The ratios.
button.
Well, see, because you got your phone going up and down.
No, I have my phone going landscape.
So you can see the chat.
But when I bring you up by yourself, I get you. It splits like your phone's going up and down.
I noticed, but I'm not. My phone is landscape right now.
Did you click on his picture?
Yeah, I clicked on his picture and then I clicked on the little two arrows,
Yeah.
and that's what we get.
Okay.
I don't know, peoples. I am not responsible for
bizarre.
Russ's freakery tonight. I don't know. I just work here. I'm just a guest.
The Three Musketeers.
Thank you, lady. Thank you, Manuela. Yeah, I really like this piece. I've got one in the Centaur, and I think another one in Groot, and another one in Ghidra, and another one in Spirit. Thank you. Yeah, the tutorial I did a long time ago. It was a multi-parter, but it's a really simple, you know, pattern that you can manipulate to whatever size you are. Spring, this is Restream. This was apparently this was Matt's bright idea, and then Russ ran with it, and now I'm all discombobulated. I mean, ultimately, whatever works best for you, Russ. I understand that. I don't like change. I'm whining. I might end up doing it, as well because I couldn't stand that button.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah,
not paying.
this worked out really well because Rebecca and I are on either side of a desk. So when we're up together, we're actually on the either side of a desk, and it worked out really good for us, and there was no like the screaming, feedback like from
Oh,
the 60s and all of that stuff.
yeah. That's always a bit of a nightmare when that happens. It's like you hear this like weird echo.
I mean, it's cool when it's on my guitar, but
Helen, the groups,
not on when it's not when we're doing this.
yeah. The group color is sort of like rainbow-ish. It's got like a reddish, a bluish, a greenish, a brownish. So it's rustic rainbow is how I always refer to it as.
Man. Hey Russ,
Uh-huh.
what color is that?
There is no color. These are minis from Aberdeen Wool,
Ah,
and I'm just grabbing them. I'm grabbing 22 at random,
Best way to go.
and I'm putting 22 together in a ball, and then I'm going to cake them all up, and then I'm going to number the cakes, and then I'm going to draw a number out of a hat for what cake to pick first. And then I have another hat I'm going to pick if I start from the outside of the cake or the inside of the cake. So that way the whole blanket is going to be totally random.
yeah. Rebecca said it's coming out really pretty. She likes the one you're working with.
Yeah, it's this is just
That part
gorgeous.
of it isn't good. That part of it's not good. The ball, on the other hand, is good.
And like I said, I'm just picking these. I'm just really not even paying attention. I'm just grabbing one after the other because I want it like a like the first one that I did
Yeah.
was just random, and it
Right.
turned out
Is
beautifully.
is that sport weight or fingering weight?
Finger. It's a two
Sock.
weight.
Oh, it's a 2?
Yeah, it's
Yep,
like a
it's a
sock
two.
weight. Yeah, it's not quite like crochet cotton mercerized thickness, unless if you're going with a thick one. But no, it's definitely workable. I would say with like size, like a maybe like an F or a G.
I use a 3 millimeter to 3.5 millimeter.
Well, you've
Yeah,
got weird
that's
gauge.
right up Rebecca's alley.
And
Like typically this. Yep.
I love Aberdeen Wool. I
Well,
love their
me too.
yarn.
Typically, the smallest hook size that I like that I'm comfortable using on the regular is like an H, because usually I don't go thinner than like a 3 weight. Usually, Aberdeen I can make the exception for because the colors are gorgeous and I love merino. So,
Let's see. There's a question for you, Craig.
oh
Yeah, give me a second. I gotta find it.
yeah,
Oh,
go
we're
right
way.
ahead.
Oh, the chat's way down. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, right here. Okay, show. Okay, there you go.
This is my something cardigan I'm making right now. I'm sorry, what's the question?
Craig, this is my second cardigan I'm making right now. I guess it was a statement, not a question. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
apologize.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Um, no, I was just trying to clarify. No biggie.
Yeah, and I had some comments on the bougie blanket. Um and so I've been asked to do something else. I'm gonna go through the bougie phase. So the next color I think I'm gonna do is this one.
Oh, ooh, that's pretty.
Ooh. Now, question. So the blanket was for your son, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Does your son have any kids?
Does my son have any kids?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
No,
Is
he
it
does
a
not.
possibility? Is it a possibility that he might end up with some kids?
Someday.
Well, because then you can make some bougie baked booties.
This is very true.
You know, I'm just thinking ahead, you know.
And the color wave on this one is Indicita, and the weight is Arroyo, so it's a DK.
It's very pretty.
But I think that's going to be the next project.
So just give it time. Russ is going to claim it no matter what you make.
Ha!
Well,
But that's so pretty. That's for me, right?
Hey, I already hooked him up. He's already got one.
yeah, but that was for then. Now we're starting over again.
See? Told you.
Oh, we're starting over?
Yeah, it's a new year.
Yep. See, that's the thing about Russ. Russ is sort of like
What's your colors?
My colors are fall.
What colors does Craig like?
He
Yeah,
likes
what
fall,
colors
autumn.
he's
You know,
fall.
I love greens, provided that the greens, no Kelly. No.
Craig
No
likes-
Kelly Green?
No Kelly. Kelly is unnatural. There's
All
nothing
right.
natural about Kelly Green.
All right, you twisted my arm. I'll send you a case of Kelly Green yarn.
Ugh. You know, like I love green. Sage or
How about that one?
I'm trying to scroll up. I mean, that's gorgeous. That's really pretty. You know, that's very pretty. But like a sage, a moss, you know, a dusty, you know, kind of green. I mean, those I love. Those kinds of greens. Olive, love, love, love. But you know, Kelly green, it's just
That's
unnatural.
green?
I mean, the little bit of purple's cool, you know, makes me think of like a lavender field, you know, where the flowers are just coming out.
It's very spring.
You know, it's very
springtime.
subdued. But like Kelly green is just it is something like it's an abomination to nature. You know, it's just it doesn't exist in nature. But you know, like rusts, mustards. You know, I love autumn fall colors or a brick, like a brick red. Those are good. You know, not like a fire engine red. No. Or like a bright like for instance, even though I like the yarn of this, I'm not a fan of like this bright in your face blue. You know, it's just like this on the edge. It's just way too bright. You know, like a turquoise on crack. It's just it's too much. You know,
What
it for
about
me it's
this
too
one?
much.
He likes that.
Which one? I mean that's really somber, and I think it's really pretty. You know, because that makes me think of uh you know what it makes me think of? All right, this is going to sound weird, but it makes me think of like Bert the chimney sweep and something that he would wear after like something what he was wearing would look like after he was done working. But in a good way, if that makes any sense. So Mary Poppins, the chimney sweep, Bert, you know, so sort of like muted, somber, dusty, you know, that I think that's gorgeous, you know, or something that the colorations of clothing that a mudlark would wear. And mudlarks were children in the Victorian era who would scavenge the banks of the Thames. And they would scavenge for bits of cloth or bone or anything that could be picked through and scavenged and then sold. Um, you know, they picked up they basically picked up you know scraps of garbage from the riverbanks and you know for sale. Um, And so they were referred to as mudlarks, these little kids.
Helen wants to know what that color was, Matt.
Which one?
The one you,
This
the
one?
last one.
This
Yeah,
was
that.
The one that
this
the one that I was
is
raving about.
And this one is Va.
What's it called?
Va. VAA.
Va. Va 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 voom.
Exactly.
Like va-va-boom.
No, wait, that's the one that I was raving about with the
Yep.
mudlarks. So
That's this one.
Arroyo Va.
Yep.
That's really nice. What weight is that?
It's a
It's a
DK.
3. So it's a 3 weight.
Yep.
How much
that
yardage?
It's
Mhm.
335 yards per hank.
Do you remember, if you don't mind my asking, do you remember about how much per hank?
Depends on where you get it. Arroyo is a little more expensive than Rios, so it's probably. I think I got these for like 19.
Um,
You know,
Craig, check.
I mean, it's Malabrigo, so I mean,
yeah. No, and and that's like hand dyed, right?
yeah.
Well then, yeah.
Craig, go to littleknits.com. They sell a lot of Malabrigo line, and
Yeah,
they're
that's how come I got the bougie blanket cheaper, is because I bought some yarn. I bought some of it from Fillory, which is a local yarn shop, and then I bought some from Little Knits.
Well, if you could please send me the link via text, I'd really appreciate it.
Yep, I'll do
Yeah.
that right now so I don't forget.
Thank you.
But yeah,
Because
I believe this comes. I want to say this color comes in Rios too. So
okay,
that's
no, it's
the
very
Rios is a
rich.
DK.
It's a very rich.
Or,
It's
the Rios
dark.
is a worsted. Sorry.
See, worsted's good, but for something like that, I don't think that I would want to for a Malabrigo, I think I would be more comfortable with a 3 weight than a 4 weight, because you
Yeah.
can go further with it. You
'Cause
know?
the blanket is a 4-weight.
Mhm. I mean, your blanket is gorgeous.
That's all out of Rios, which is a 4-weight. And then I've got like a bunch of hanks of Arroyo that I need to, this will I think it would make a beautiful shawl, or even a sweater, or
Mhm.
you could do all kinds of stuff.
See,
It's
you know what
really
I think
pretty.
I would be inclined to do, if I had that colorway? Not necessarily a full cardigan, although, I mean, that would be awesome as a cardigan. I think I would actually might wanna do more of a vest,
Yeah, that would be cool.
you know, like a waistcoat kind of thing. I think that would be really cool in that colorway, because it's got a very nice and somber quality to it.
Yeah, and this one, I know who I bought this for, and I've got to make something really beautiful out of it. And it's this one.
Wow. That is a screaming Mimi blue.
Oh no, it's not as bad as it's not as bad as what it looks like on the camera. It's actually a darker blue.
Okay,
I
good,
mean, my
because
light's
that
right
is
above
like
it. But
that's screaming at me.
see, it's actually a darker blue, and there's purples in it.
yeah, I see that. That is a really, really pretty blue.
Yeah, you can see it on this one that there's, well, you can't. The screen washes it. The screen washes it out, but there is
The
purple.
Yeah,
There
the
is
you
va,
purple.
however, the va is just it's yummy.
and I loved how I was able to switch from mirrored screen to turn that off. I did not have to go through hoops and ladders. It's a little button. Because when you was showing that yarn, I noticed it was backwards, and it's like, wait a minute, something's not right. So I hit the little button, and
Yeah, it spins it around.
the mirror thing was checked. So I turned that off, and then you come right side.
Well, we all know, Russ, that you're really good at pushing buttons. We know.
Well,
Yes,
I'm
indeed.
learning.
No, you were born with the innate knowledge of how to push buttons. We know you. We know you.
Oh, come on. Oh, I'm fighting this stupid thing.
What, dealing with a knot?
I put this knot in there.
Uh,
I'm the one that did it. I thought I had enough balled up, but I didn't.
See, you thought you were being slick, huh? By
Yeah.
the
So
way, anybody
How much are the Aberdeen hanks?
about $1 a piece, I think.
Yeah, about $1 a piece.
And you can buy them in like bundles of like, I want to say like 25, 50, 100, something like that,
Oh, dang.
500 or 1,000. I buy the 1,000 at a time.
I mean, my last experience with them was I had put in an order. It was the one and only time where I put in an order for I think it was like 400 or so. And they weren't able to fulfill it. And I tried to get in touch with them, and I wasn't able to get in touch with them. And I was really disappointed because so much time had gone by. So then I canceled the order on my credit card, and I got refunded. No harm, no foul. It's okay. And then out of the blue, they sent me a ton of them. I want to say it was like, I think
400.
they sent me no, they sent me the 4 that I ordered, and then they sent more on top of that, a couple of hundred more. I want to say it was like maybe about like a total, like maybe like 5 or 6 in total, something like that. It was incredible. And
Wow.
I was really taken aback, and I was really touched, and I haven't heard from them at all since that. But I mean, I was so appreciative, and I'm still appreciative, because that's the batch that I was using to make my itty bitty little granny square blanket, which is still a work in progress because it's a lot of squares to put together, because each square is 3 rounds, and it's, you know, it's a work in progress. But we do what we do. I mean, it's
What
still,
about
and
the
I want
little
to
paper? What about the little paper square thing?
the hexagons, the quilted. Yeah, that's
Yes.
I was just about to mention that. That's another project that I do want to still work on. And it's taking me forever. That's they call it a like a lifetime quilt, because it takes you a lifetime in which to make it. And then if you do
Oh,
finish it, you keep it for the rest of your life. And then they bury
that
you
might
with
be a
it.
short time.
Unless you have a friend like Russ that wants it.
Russ, you will have to pry it out of my dead hands,
That's okay. I can arrange that.
I'm sure. Because, that if I ever do manage to finish it, that is going to be my
Wow.
heirloom treasure to myself. Because, I mean, it's all hand stitched. Oh, by the way, I got a riddle for you. Would you like a riddle?
Go for
Yes?
it.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. So the riddle is, and everybody in chat, you're totally welcome in on this one too. So
Wow.
the people that sell them don't need them. Sorry, no, pardon me. I'm already screwing it up. Oh, actually, no, okay.
We'll never get the answer if you don't do it right.
I know. The people that sell them don't need them. The people that buy them don't want them. And the people that use them don't know it.
Sounds like Russ.
So the people that make them don't need them. The people that buy them don't want them. And the people that use them don't know it. I could have altered the verbiage a little bit, but the meaning is still the same. Any takers? Yes, pause. Pause-olutely. Yes, you are correct. A coffin.
Oh.
The people that sell them don't need them. The people that buy them don't want them, and the people that use them, they don't know it. Very good. Very, very good, Heidi. Leave it to me. A headstone, that's another good one. Yeah, it's all similar.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, everybody's coming in with the right answer. Yeah. Or let's see.
Caskets.
I'm trying to remember the verbiage of this one. What is the beginning?
What do you call a sleeping dinosaur?
Kevin.
Oh,
ouch!
That's rough. He puts up with a lot, and you're gonna smack him? That's not cool. That's harsh, man.
That was.
That's no cookie for you, Russ. Oh. No, the other riddle I thought of was sorry. Matt, what was the answer to what do you call sleeping dinosaur?
What do you call a sleeping dinosaur?
Yeah.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, dad joke. Dad joke. Yes. All right. How about what is the beginning of eternity, the end of time and space, the beginning of the end, and the end of every place?
Curtains?
No.
Grandpa joke.
The beginning of eternity, the end of time and space, the beginning of the end, and the end of every place. I love getting what?
Ending act.
I love getting people with this one. This one's so bad. Yes, yes, Joanne. It's JoJo to you. Yes, the letter E. The beginning of eternity, the end of time and space, the beginning of the end, and the end of every place.
My yarn room.
Well, no, that's the end of every skein. I do love a good riddle, especially when the answer is right in front of you, but it's a trick, so it's easy to miss.
Oh yeah, E.
Yeah, it's E.
E. Yes.
Once you say it, it's like, oh.
Yeah, a palm.
Because I focused in on play, the end of a
face
play,
palm.
final act, or like a curtain call, or
the end.
Well, when you said curtains, I thought you meant like what's hanging up behind me. When you said curtains, like a curtain call.
Like a curtain call.
No, that was a decent guess, but no, sorry.
Fried pickles with a drink.
All right. Good night, Reva. Have a good night.
Good
Thanks for
night,
coming.
Reeves.
It just came up.
No, that was earlier.
Yeah, but it just came up on the chat for me.
What?
About the fried
That
pickles.
was a long time ago.
Well, you gotta occasionally you gotta
I-
scroll it
I
manually
know.
because it like freezes because it's restream. Yes, thunder noises, rain noises, winter snowstorm noises, always great to sleep to. Yes. Any sort of variation of white noise. Absolutely love it.
Yep.
Yeah, like we were
Hello,
talking about this the
Jaxie.
other day too. And
Hi,
it's
Jax.
like Jaxie's in here?
Yeah.
Jaxie's in here.
How you doing, honey bunny?
I know Jaxie was. I stopped by her live, and she's giving the
Wait,
lasers.
wait, wait. Joanne says, what is possible to catch but impossible to throw? I would say a cold, but technically you can give somebody a cold. So
What's
Russ's yarn
possible to catch
stash.
but impossible to throw?
Russ's yarn stash.
I would say a cold. You know, that's my offhand guess.
Yeah,
How
that's what
wide
I
do you make a
would.
baby blanket? That depends because I mean, is it like a crib blanket, a car seat blanket, like a floor snuggle blanket? Like it's not a one size fits all, you know? It's like saying how high is up or how long is a piece of string. Um, you know, it's hard to say exact dimensions. You can go on, there are websites that give like charts of the dimensions of various sizes of blankets. I don't know if that's like a universal thing or not, or what, you know. I mean, it's tricky, you know. Crib, crib size blanket. Okay. Maybe 3 by 4, maybe like a 3 foot by 4 foot ish. I mean, also one thing to consider as far as anything to do with baby, toddler type stuff, you want them to enjoy it for more than a hot minute. You know, like if it's a fitted garment, like, you know, a sweater or booties or something like that, that's different. But like a blanket, you know that they're probably going to want to hang on to that and keep it for a while. So I would say make it bigger than smaller so that they can enjoy it for longer. You know what I mean?
Because I'm just looked it up just to, you know. It's saying its standard crib typically measures 52 by 28.
Okay, so I was a little bit off because 28, that's closer to like 2 feet. So a little over
So
two
about
feet.
almost 5 feet long, and 2 feet wide.
What? What? What?
No, there's a big old spider right there. Oh,
Hi.
oh.
See,
And it crawled.
see, it's one of your fans. He came to see you, Greg.
It crawled inside.
Ooh. Get the camera
Oh.
on him. I want to see him.
Uh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Uh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Russ is going after the Clorox cleanup.
No.
This
Not
sucker's
my
dead.
brethren. Not my kin. You mess with my kin, you mess with me. It's going to be the Hatfields and the McCoys all over again.
I do not know where it crawled to.
Well, you do realize that
Oh.
you do realize that now when you go to sleep, he's going to know where you're at.
I hope the kids find it.
I was listening. I was listening to this. I was listening to this thing, and they were talking about stuff that happens to you through life. And they
You
were saying in the course of your life, a normal person eats like 3 to 4 spiders during when they're sleeping during their lifetime.
Yep,
I was
more than that.
like,
Yeah. Yeah, people yeah, they just crawl in there and that's where they go. Yeah. You know, and not to mention eyelash mites. Oh, yes, little itty bitty little mites that live at the base of your eyelashes. You know, when you go to sleep, they come out and they party all over your face. Yep. You know, they
okay,
come
I'm
out
not sleeping tonight.
and they go on, you know, dates and they get their groove on, and then there are more of them. And,
Okay,
um,
I'm not having the last laugh on this one, but I'm not gonna sleep tonight.
you know, yeah, the little eyelash mites. Hmm.
I'm gonna go scrub my face off with like some bleach and
Well, no, actually, they're good because they eat your dead skin and other stuffs. You know, so actually, no, they're good. You know, like spiders themselves, they're good because they eat all the other pesky bugs. You know, and they're artistic too. You know, with their webbage. Hi, Robin. Yeah. Yes, Lorene, I know it's gross, but you know, what are you gonna do?
Well, I sleep with a mask, so it's kind of hard for me to swallow anything.
Okay. Give them time. They'll figure it out. They'll figure out a way.
Mm,
Look at his face.
mm-mm. Oh, that I am just. Oh, I seen that, and I'm just
Yeah.
that. Oh, that spider just ruined my night.
There's a spider.
Well, all right, like how without exaggerating, like I caught a fish this big. Seriously, how big was the spider?
Yeah, yeah.
So leg span and all, and it was pure black, and it was ugly, about as round as this.
That's not that big.
Oh.
That's not that big. Don't you look at me like that. That's not that big.
Oh, because
Now hold up that ball of yarn. Hold up that ball of yarn. Now, if the leg span were that big, I'd be like, okay, maybe you have reason to be a little
like you know, the
concerned.
camel spider.
well, he probably gets a lot of
If the
spiders.
spider was
You
this
get a lot
big,
of
I'd
spiders?
burnt the house down.
Right, exactly.
You're not
But no,
alone.
such is not the case. So you need to buck
Hey,
up.
Russ, do you get a lot of spiders?
What's that?
Well,
No, Russ.
kind of, because
He probably gets a lot
we're
of
out in the
spiders.
country, so we get quite a bit of spiders.
Well, I would assume you get little creatures, is what you would get.
Well, yeah, Russ, what
Yes,
Pause is saying, what if the spider's in the tube?
What tube?
Your machine.
Um,
Thank you, Pause.
I don't know how it can get in there
yeah,
because I cap my hose
yeah.
for that simple because I am out in the country, so I always cap my tube.
Well, I mean, it at least mine, it seals around here, and then on the actual machine, it's a closed system. It's got a filter.
Hi, Serena.
Mine does too. So the one end goes into the machine,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a filter cap that I put on the other end.
Yeah, that's like mine.
So you can there's
No.
There's nothing can get
No.
in the tube.
Isabella says we use peppermint oil around the inside of the house to keep the spiders out. No! No, be nice to your spiders. You know, I mean, I love watching like nature documentary type stuffs. Now, there was a really interesting one about those itty bitty little flies that almost look like they're fuzzy that you find in your bathroom. You know the ones I'm talking about?
Yes.
You mean like?
Do you want to know where they come from?
Flies?
They're not fruit flies because there's no fruit in your bathroom. I mean,
No,
well,
but
Russ
they're
is
like
the exception,
little.
but no, they're these little flies. They're not fruit flies, but they're itty bitty little flies, and they actually their bodies look like they're like they're fuzzy. You know, like their wings are even fuzzy. And those spiders, in the bathroom, they come out of your drains. And the thing about those is the sort of muck, if you will, in your pipes. They reproduce in the muck, and then they become flies, and then they come out of your drains and they say hello. And there's like no way of getting rid of them because eventually there's always going to be muck in your pipes, you know, whether it's dead skin or hair or
Yeah.
stuff. You know, it's always going, there's always going to be stuff in your pipes no matter what you do. And so the larvae, they grow up and they survive in the muck. Yes, they love your muck. And then they come out of the pipes and they say hello. Yes.
Well, at least the saving grace is we're not in South America because
Mm.
they have bot flies.
Oh,
Boo.
ooh. No, those are evil. I will say that those are evil because of what they do. They bite you and they say, "Oh, you are a great person to hold my eggs."
Yes.
Yeah, no. Parasites freak me out. Yeah, tapeworms? No. I mean, I'm kind of tempted to get one because then, you know, I wouldn't have to worry about the fact that I am quite literally the heaviest I've ever been. And I know it doesn't look like it necessarily, but I am the heaviest I've ever been. And I'm not exactly happy about it. And the fact that I just ate half a box of Peeps and I'm probably going to finish off the rest of the box tonight does not help, I know. But eh, I'm not exactly happy about it, you know.
What did I read on that? That that actually people with like tapeworms are actually heavier.
Well,
They
nothing
tend
would
to be
surprise me.
they tend to be heavier people
Mm.
because then you're
You're like overcompensating.
uh-huh.
Yeah. Um, yes, Sherry, I'm sorry. We got on such a icky wicky tangent. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, Sherry, we're
I
sorry.
I have
We went
my
like right out on that one.
my warped sensibilities, they just go on these tangents, you know. Sorry. It's what I do, you know.
So how's your cooking? We went right into from bugs to cooking, which it can be cooking.
Well, last night I made a ton of pasta, perhaps too much.
What kind of pasta? I mean, did you make
Uh,
homemade pasta or you just made
box. Yeah, I was going
like
simple. You
spaghetti
know,
sauce and pasta to put in the refrigerator kind of thing?
yeah, it was two boxes of spaghetti.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of shot the moon on this one. Two boxes of spaghetti, two jars of tomato sauce, and a whole bunch of meatballs that I had found my mom had made. They were in the freezer. Um,
I
they
mean, I love
unfortunately they
I love
well they were turkey meatballs. I wanted beef, but you know, whatever.
So what's in your freezer, Russ? Since we
What
know
one?
since we know since now we know that Craig's refrigerator is all full of pasta. What's in yours?
Well, I had a big
Um,
container of it that I put in the freezer, and the rest of it I put in the fridge, and I've already eaten it twice.
Oh,
So, Russ, what
yeah,
you got?
like I said, it all depends on what freezer you want. So we have a refrigerator freezer in the kitchen. We have a refrigerator freezer in the mudroom, and we have a deep freeze out in the garage. So, as I said,
so you like having the deep freeze? I've never had. I mean, we've never had one, but I mean, how does like if you put wrap some meat up in it? I mean, how long will it actually last in the deep freeze?
if you do it right, if so, we have a vacuum sealer. So if you do it right, it'll last 6 months to a year, easy.
Really? And not taste all funky once you thaw it out?
But you really you got to deep freeze it or vacuum seal it.
Now, since you have a vacuum sealer, have you ever tried using a sous vide?
Ooh,
No,
you may
because I'm
have
You
not
to
know
going
what
to
it
mention
is?
pay.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not going to pay the price for one.
Well, I
but you
mean,
don't
they
actually
have
need a. Yeah, you
they
don't
have
actually
all
need
sorts
a
of different models.
duvet.
You know, I mean, I thought about maybe getting a sous vide, maybe, because part of me wants to pasteurize eggs, but I know you can do that without a sous vide. The reason why I want to pasteurize eggs, two reasons. One, I would love to try making my own mayonnaise, but it calls for raw eggs. If you
Hmm.
use pasteurized eggs, then you're fine. But and then the other thing is there's this dish that I really want to try, but again, it calls for raw eggs, where you get a bowl of rice, white rice, and then you like cooked, like just cooked steamed rice, and then you put in an egg, and then you mix it up really, really, really thoroughly and really fast until it's like almost like a little bit like frothy even. You mix up the egg and the rice together and it looks really good. But raw egg.
It's the same thing like carbonara too.
Yeah.
Carbonara
So it's
has
like,
eggs like that in it too.
makes me a little like you know what, it could taste really great and then I end up, you know, feeling ill for the next couple days, if I give myself food poisoning.
Yeah, but see if you give yourself food poisoning at home, you got nobody to blame but yourself.
Well, that's the majority of the stuff that I eat is, I made it. I don't go out to eat much anymore and I get takeout occasionally, not often. I don't know about you guys, but before my mom left, she's like, "I'm in the mood for Chick-fil-A." So I'm like, "I don't think I've ever had Chick-fil-A before." So she got it, she picked it up, she brought it home. I wasn't impressed. Honestly, I wasn't impressed, and I looked at the receipt, I'm like, "It's that much for that?" Like, I mean, I'm
Like,
more fluent. Pardon?
no, I was. Hey, Russ, you like Chick-fil-A?
I do, but I've not ate there in a long time because, for one, it takes forever to get through the line. Because every Chick-fil-A that is around here, it always wraps around the building and goes halfway down the street.
Mm,
Yeah, that's like In-N-Out Burger here.
we
It's
don't
like
have those out by us, In and
the
Out.
Mm-mm.
line is like around the block.
Helen, the hot rice, uh, it doesn't quite okay, it does sort of cook the egg a little bit, but it's not enough where it would kill any, bacteria, type stuff. It's not hot enough to do that. But I'm not I wasn't that impressed with Chick-fil-A. I don't understand why they're so popular.
Yeah,
You
I
know, it
wasn't.
was.
We went there one time. We've been there a couple of times, and it just wasn't. No.
I mean, the waffle fries are okay, but they weren't anything to write home over. You know. But there is, however, there is a local burger place that I would totally recommend. I don't think it's anywhere outside of the area, but it's called Go Burger. They are good. They are really good. It's, you know, like a small, like family owned type place. Really, really, really good. They make everything to order. You know, like the burgers, you can tell that they are actually beef, you know. And they actually cook it if you want it medium well or medium rare. Like they actually listen to you. And they've got all sorts of really cool toppings and fixins and stuff. Now, it ain't cheap by any means, but it's really good, you know.
No,
So
there's one like that near us,
What
and
what's
they
that?
have really good burgers and really good chicken.
The In-N-Out?
No, it's called Manny's,
Oh,
and it's like local. It's a local place, and they have like the best chicken, and they have like the best hamburgers. It's just a little like kind of hole in the wall joint, and their food is killer. Like you eat the hamburger, you just want to go home and go to sleep.
Russ,
yes.
you're supposed to check your, I think Joanne is saying your PayPal. It's just the two letters, but I think she means PayPal. It was a
Hold
comment
on.
from like a couple minutes ago from Joanne. Lorene, can you please remind Russ to check his?
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's
Yeah,
why I said PayPal.
okay, Joanne, I did get something from you from PayPal.
Okay,
I did
sorry.
receive it.
I don't know if you caught that or not. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, yeah. The chicken is like roasted. It's really good. So you gotta come over, Russ. We'll go get some chicken.
Yeah, I'm right on that. I would trust me. I wish you were just down the road because we would be doing the live right from your living room.
Exactly.
And I would be making sourdough crackers. Good night,
I happen to
Joanne.
like sourdough.
Yes, Kristen, I hope she meant PayPal as well. Exactly. I was wondering about that. Um, but like with Go Burger, I always get two. I always get two burgers, one for right then and there, and then one for later on that evening. The first one is always it's a medium well with cheese whiz and bacon and lettuce, tomato, and onion. Oh, it's so good. And then the second one is either with pepper jack and hot peppers or cheddar and sauteed mushrooms. Also, of course, with bacon, lettuce, tomato, and onion. So good. And their fries, the skin is still on the potatoes. Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, that's like this place.
But
And they were talking. I saw in the chat. Who was it that just mentioned
what, Raising Cane's?
Raising Cane's?
Yeah, we got one just got put in a couple of years ago, I believe.
Never heard of
And
them.
um people are saying that it's all right.
It's just basically it's just chicken fingers.
Yeah, chicken tenders.
Yeah, and
Nothing wrong with that.
all they have is chicken tenders, chicken tenders, and potato and French fries. That's it. And one
um,
type of sauce, and it's just like the chicken's okay. Like it's not like that's
well,
not
that's, you know
something
what?
that
That's the other thing about the Chick-fil-A sauce, it's honey mustard. That's all. It's not anything other than that. It's honey mustard. They're trying to
Yeah.
make it, like it's some a trade secret thing. No, there's nothing trade secret about it.
It's like the special sauce on a Big Mac.
Yeah, Thousand Island.
Yep.
That's really what it is. Um, I just don't know. I guess I'm old fashioned. Actually, it would be funny though if they came out, like, because there's the Raising Cane's, restaurant, but they could do a pet shop, Raisin Canines.
Um,
Now,
No.
There
wow.
actually, it was in the newspaper.
Uh-oh.
It
Oh.
was in the newspaper here. This was a few years ago.
Uh-oh.
There was a restaurant in Southern California that wanted to get a permit for the canine thing because they were saying it was a cultural thing.
Oh, you mean cooking them?
And they were trying to get a license to be able to do it because they were saying it was on cultural grounds that they cooked this particular. Yeah, that's exactly. That's exactly.
I mean, see, that's a tough gray area, honestly, because like if you came from a place and that was the norm, and then you came here and you weren't able to get it, I can understand why they would want to do that. I can. But I can't imagine that they are going to have a very broad clientele, you know, because I imagine that a lot of people would be like wanting to shut them down. Like, I
Yeah,
think that there would be a lot of controversy.
It was a big controversy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I
Yeah,
saw
I
that and I was like, man.
Sharon, let's see. Whatever you send, if it's child or adult, it will be gifted to the crisis center or battered women's shelter or the emergency shelter. And if it's a kid size, it might even go to the school.
Oh, you got I sent you all the information, Craig, didn't I? For the
You did
veterans
send, well,
charity?
you sent me, it was like I think it was like an email link
An
thingy.
email and there's an address.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
I wanted to make sure I did.
I've been so preoccupied with so many different things. I mean, I'm still working on this current one at the moment. It's slow going. My intentions are good. My intentions are good. It's just like I can't. I have to sleep sometime. You know, but I mean, I'm working on it now. And when
Any of you, and I'll throw this out there.
Yeah.
And I think Lorraine can, since she's a moderator, can throw out my email. If you guys, there's one of our subs. Her name is Janet Egan. She works with the VA, and what we're trying to do is collect 4,000 hats or blankets, shawls, anything, and it's going to the VA for the veterans and their families. So if anybody would like to like donate anything or make something for the veterans like that, go ahead and shoot me off an email, and it's the rockandcrocheter@gmail.com, and that way I can send you the information for Janet and send you so you can send makes to her, so that she can give it to the veterans.
So you know what I should be doing, in all honesty? If you really want, like you said, how many hats was it? It was like 40,000?
No, 4,000.
Oh, I think I said 40,000. Well,
No,
4,000 is
4,000.
still a lot. See, like I can do like hats like there's no tomorrow. Like a hat, I can easily do one in an evening, no problem. This this, even though it's just the granny stitch, it still takes a while, especially
Yeah,
the reason why I said 40 is because the blankets are 40 by 40. Um, uh, so like I should be doing some hats. I mean blankets are good too, but I really should be doing some hats because those I can crank out much faster.
and if you're gonna do a blanket, it's gonna be a lap gan. Um, when I spoke to Janet, they're to be 40 by 40.
Right.
So they're a little no, they're about almost the size of the Boggy Creek blankets, but
I
they
mean,
have
I
their
I
lap
can I
gans.
can do a 40 by 40 no problem, but the hats those I can crank out a lot faster. Um, and I mean, offhand, I would say the waffle hat can totally do that, no problem. The divine hats, the waffle hats. I think I also have a ribbed. I'm thinking things that are perhaps more unisex.
Yeah,
Because like as much as I
that's
love
kind of where.
the divine hat to me reads more feminine, even though I love that one. Um,
Yeah, so she
Pause. I
wanted, like
would
I said,
say
and they'll take any hats because it's going not only to the veterans, but it's going to their families also.
right.
So,
Pause. Pause wants to know if you can do stuff like that on the knitting machine. I would say no reason why not, but
oh no, I did. Between Rebecca and I, we sent her a box of 18 hats, and I did quite a few of them on my Sentra. So it doesn't matter if it's on a Centro or an Addy or like the little one that you like put the around the pegs to make the hat, like the one
loom
that has
knit,
the pegs and you it
loom knitting.
doesn't it doesn't matter
By the way,
as
what
long as
is
they're like handmade kind of thing. And
Matt? What is on your shirt? I see that it's knitting needles and a ball of yarn, but what does it say? Does it say anything? Ooh, I like that. I like that. I really like that. I want that. That's cool. I like that. Where did you get it? I want it.
I actually got it on Amazon.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta look for that because I dig that.
Yeah, I've worn this into like yarn stores, and they kind of like look at me and I'm like, gotta represent.
Yo, 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 yo.
And
Yeah,
that
I
and
like
that
that.
and that goes with the whole rock and crocheter thing.
Yeah. Hello, Moon Rose.
Let's see. I had to call customs today. I got Happy Mail and they are holding it hostage.
Oh, it's annoying.
She's probably gonna have to pay a duty.
Yep.
That's the thing. Like, I want to be all inclusive on like when we do our giveaways and stuff. But for like overseas now, it's easier to give them like a gift card to like Amazon or
Hmm.
like something like that, because that way there's no
There's no,
there's no duty, or
yeah.
like
Yep.
it doesn't have to go through customs and all that craziness.
Yeah, I mean, if you know of a yarn distributor that is worldwide, great. If not, Amazon's pretty good. Um, you know, I mean, there are some places that's like, yeah, they don't ship to, Fiji or whatever. Like you need to find if you're going to do something like digital, excuse me, it has to be applicable to that broad audience that you want. Besides the divine and waffle hats, do you have any other patterns that are quick hats? Well, you know what? There's a like a Celtic weave hat. It's really not that hard because it's a lot of, I think they're treble crochets. It's been so long since I made one, but those are totally unisex. They look awesome. And once you get into the groove, they're not that difficult to do. Good night, spring. Good night, my yarny friend. But if you're looking for something like very, very mindless and easy, then I would definitely go with like the divine or the waffle, or the ribbed. Just if you want to like crank stuff out in a hurry, those are good.
Yeah, that's actually probably the next project I should try.
Which one?
Is making a hat. Rebecca makes them, like I make them on my Centro. I've done blankets and scarves and that stuff and knitted them and like all of that, but I've made knitted hats.
Actually, Matt,
I've
I
made knitted
think
hats, not crocheted.
now is this hat for you, or is this for somebody else?
Oh no, I made one for myself on my Centro. I
Well,
used Lion Brown fisherman's wool.
is it possible for you to make a mandala cardigan? If you mean like mandala yarn, I was just wearing one. But if you mean like a mandala as in like a circle design in the back, those I've tried. In fact, I tried making one of those recently. It was a pain in the patoot to get the growth of the circle working out properly. It was a pain. Closest to that I did, it was an octagonal cardigan. Even that was a bit of a pain. But no, actually, if you're going to make a hat for yourself, Matt, I was going to suggest a beret. I think that would look good on you. But where
My dad used to wear like what the heck do they call them?
tabby, paperboy,
Kind of like the hats that like go over your head and like have the little it, like has the cap and it has the little front thing.
well, because like whenever I wear a beret, instead of having like the floof of the beret like to one side or whatever, I do all of the extra fabric of the beret to the back, and I have like the majority of it like it's like pressed against my forehead, and the rest of it just like goes to the back of my head. That's how I like to wear my berets. And also, Christy says, Craig, looking for easy crochet stitches for a blanket in your channel. Is there a good way to search? I would say golfer's hat. There you go. I would say, as far as like easy stitches, I would just say, like I have a playlist that's just like crochet stitches. I would go with that and just search based off of that. It depends on if you want something more textured or something more lacy. It's really subjective. Now, if you wanted to make a blanket from one of those stitches, I would say swatch. Definitely swatch, because it'll give you an idea based on the multiple of your swatch. You can then figure out how many of those multiples you would need for the desired width that you're going for. So swatching is a good thing. Yeah. And then, of course, I also have a bunch of blankets that are squares done from the center out. Now, if you're doing a center out square blanket, be prepared to get a lot of yarn, because they are deceptive when it comes to how much yardage you're going to need. I love Peaky Blinders hats. because when you start from the center and you work your way out, every round it takes more and more and more yarn just to do one round. So if you're ever doing a center out blanket, especially, buy more yarn than you think you could possibly need, and then hang on to your receipt, return what you don't use, or add it to your stash like I do.
Oh, you
That
said
would,
buy yarn for my stash?
I
So
wasn't
here's a
I
good
wasn't talking to you, Russ.
fiber spider pattern.
I
This
mean,
one comes out. This one comes out beautiful.
it's gorgeous, but like when especially if you want to control the colors and you want like a specific number of rounds per color, be sure to have enough, because if you run out, oh man. Good night, Cindy. It hurts if you run out. Also another great trick is buying yarn that does not have a color, a dye lot, like Red Heart Super Saver. There are no dye lots. If I'm not mistaken, Karen, 1 pound, no dye lots. So be sure to check the label. If there are no dye lots, go crazy, because then you can, buy some, go back, buy more, buy some, go back and buy more, use it, buy more. Doesn't matter. But if it has dye lots, it can really ruin your day.
I got actually kind of lucky on a couple of projects, knitting and crocheting, that I've gotten a few different yarns that were different dye lots, but because they were like hand dyed and stuff, you can kind of mix it in so it's not it's not, the color change isn't noticeable.
With your blanket that you showed just now, it wouldn't be as noticeable because also you have other different colors going on as well. But if you
Yeah.
did the entire blanket in one color and you had different dye lots, you would notice. But because it's broken up in such a way, you can totally get away with it. So it does
Well,
depend
I got
on
away with it
the
because two of
project.
those corners were hanks that I got at a different time.
It totally works though.
But since it's that variegated color, it works.
No problem, Christy.
You got some
Christy
yarn
Twisty.
buff, Craig? How
What's
many
the matter?
Craig, or not Craig? Russ, how many balls have you made?
This is number 2, and I have 8 more to go.
Because the ball itself, I thought it was like oh, what is that brand? It's German.
Oh,
Sheep cheese?
do we have them?
It begins with an S.
Sheep cheese?
No, it's
Oh, shopper.
Sherpa?
yes.
No,
No,
a zobber. It's a zobber
it has
ball.
like a little cat on the
Like
label.
Gesundheit.
the soft white
Schappel?
Yep.
That's what it is Schappel. That's what I thought that first ball you were winding up.
Are you
That's
sure
what
you
I
don't mean
thought.
Sherple?
Huh?
shuffle.
It's shuffle. Shuffle?
Sherple.
SHOPPEL, I believe.
Shoppel.
Yeah,
Okay, because
something like
if it
that.
was SHOEP, I think it would be Sherple.
Here it
Yeah,
is.
sheep cheese
Label
is Dutch,
Crochet has it.
says
Shepherds.
Manuela.
No, it wasn't sheepy. It wasn't sheepies.
No, it wasn't.
This was German, Manuela. There was shop. I had some. We bought
All
some.
gone. My peeps pooped out. They're all gone. They were short-lived.
Yeah, it's SCHOPPEL.
Hey, I think I
Shuffle.
had it
Shrapnel?
right. I think I had
Shrapnel.
it right.
So I mean, It looks very much like what Russ is doing.
It does. Schockenmeyer?
It's Schoppel.
Blitzkrieg. Achtung. Now we're getting into the old German thing again tonight.
Mm.
Ouch.
Did the spider get you?
No.
That's the logo.
Yep.
Wait. I want to scroll down. Oh, that's cute. In a sinister kind of way.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Schopel. Because I don't know if it's like A or O. But I think that would be
It doesn't
Schopel.
have like the It doesn't have like, at least
An
on this
on
one,
it.
it doesn't have like the umlauts on it.
Schnitzel. I wouldn't mind having some schnitzel, but no, I'm going to have
Yeah.
pasta until it's coming out of my ears.
Yeah, I love that color. Where did you get that, Matt?
That is very pretty.
Yarn. It's called Yarn Country.
Never heard of it.
Was just looking for an example.
Well, if you knew where Yarn Country was, you'd want to move there. Live, get a visa, move there.
Okay. I'll go to the
I'll
back
send
of the
you-
house and you won't see me
Russ,
ever again.
I'll send you the link to Fillery Yarn,
Okay.
and they have it.
All righty.
And they have it, and I know we've gotten a few of those cake balls from them. They have like a whole bunch of them.
Well, I'll give them a check. Check them out.
And you'll have Tippy do a background check.
If she don't buy them out first.
How's she doing?
Good. She was just around here a little bit ago.
Yeah, what's Tippy up to tonight?
She's
This
sleeping.
morning?
Let's see.
Such a hard life.
I don't know where she went. She was just around here crying just a minute ago. But I'm sure she probably fell down sleeping somewhere. She has it rough.
Tacos.
Aggie, I am currently making a very simple blanket. It's just a granny square blanket with Lion Brand's Mandala bonus bundle cakes. This is the colorway of, I think this is Chewy, if I'm not mistaken. And so just working on this. This is for Matt and his collection that he's doing for veterans. So this is just something that I like to work on during live streams because I can keep engaged with the chat and what's going on, and talking to all you peoples, and I can also keep my hands busy. Like I can't work on anything terribly complicated during a live stream. So it's just, a simple granny square, so there you go, Ags. I am working on a project right now. I'm almost done with it for an upcoming tutorial, but it requires a bit more attention. So I have to put that on the back burner for now. So there you go. Now I'm getting chilly again. Oh, it's Paco Taco. It's
Hello,
Taco Tuesday.
Paco.
Hello, my little handsome man.
Yeah, he wanted to say hello to Tippy.
Oh, well. Tip, tip. Tippy. Tip, tip.
Ah, Paco. You want to
Tip, tip.
You want to say hi to your buddy Tippy?
Tip, tip.
You said, say hi, Paco. Say hi to everybody, buddy.
Hi, Tip, tip. Come here, honey.
You want to say hi to everybody?
Come here.
Yeah.
Come here, sweetheart.
Hello. Huh? Say hello, buddy boy.
Here's Tip, tip.
Buddy boy.
Serena, I don't know if Noro is a Japanese manufacturer, but
That's nice.
honestly, I didn't have a good experience with it. Some people rave about Noro. I was my very limited experience with Noro was not a good experience because there were so many
Kitty,
cuts and knots and splices
Oh, she's a beauty.
in the yarn that it kind of ruins the experience for me. I've never heard of sugar yarn though. That sounds neat.
There's Paco. There's Paco.
Yeah, with the Noro, I can weigh in on that one.
Mm,
It's I'm not weighing in.
I
Rebecca
was just
told me
so
not to weigh in.
disappointed.
Well, Russ is not a fan of Noro.
I'm not either. It's beautiful. The colors are beautiful.
It's
But
way overpriced for what it is.
it's just I made a shawl or a scarf out of it. I knitted a scarf, and yeah, it was not.
Did you have the same problems with it, like the knots and the cuts in it?
Noro.
Because that was my big thing. Like if the skeins were one long continuous strand with no knots, no cuts, and there were no like
Did you
flaws
see
in it,
that, Craig?
it's
That was
gorgeous.
That was beautiful.
You know, I did have.
That was out of Noro.
This is a cotton Noro.
Well, it's gorgeous. But did you have any problems with it having like cuts in it?
And
I di-
was
I
there
didn't
knots in the
have no-
yarn?
No, there were no flaws in it.
Well, then you lucked out.
Thank you. It's I'm making a journey shawl, so there's going to be different yarns, and so and it's a cotton. No cuts, but it was difficult because it is a cotton.
Yeah, I can't remember the fiber
Yeah.
content of the Noro that I tried. I mean, it would have been like a dream yarn for me, except all the knots and the cuts and things. It totally ruins the experience and it totally disenchanted me from ever trying it again. I'm open to trying new things, but screw me over and I'm not keen to throw my money at you a second time.
Yeah.
I didn't. I just it was the one that the one that I tried. To be fair, it was 100% wool, and it was 100% wool. Like
Itchy,
it
scratchy.
was really beautiful. The colors were beautiful, but I mean, we washed it a couple of times in like wool soak, and it was still kind of still on the harsh side.
Mm.
But I mean, they have so many different varieties, but that was the one that I used, and it was fine to knit with, but it was not. Yeah, it was just too rough. I know I've got some other one, and it's silk. I want to say it's silk, cotton, and something else.
They do have a bunch of silk blends, I did notice, but honestly, I haven't really tracked to see what they've been up to lately. I sort of fell off that wagon.
Yeah, this was a silk blend, and I've still got I've got 2 skeins of it, but
All right,
I
Gail
don't know.
says, Gail, you have a lot of faith in me, honey. You say that I should come up with a blanket that says Camp Boggy Creek with a campfire on the bottom of the blanket. That would be astronomically tricky to do. If anything, I would say throw that idea to Michael over at MDL Crochet, because he does some gorgeous, gorgeous Graphgan type stuff and tapestry work. That has never been my forte. I'm better with fillet work, and to get all that detail in with fillet work, the project would be huge. Simplicity of design is a lot easier with fillet work. You can get away with a lot more with tapestry work, but it's a valid idea. It's just something that would be way beyond my purview. So I apologize. I love the idea, but I'm not going to try it. Unless if you want to see me in a padded room. Um,
Oh no! Speak of the devil,
but
Michael just bounced in. So
oh, there you go.
you just threw the
Speak, MDL, MDL, MDL.
you just threw MDL under the bus on the creating
No,
the campfire thing.
no, I did not throw him under the bus. I was praising his abilities and that he could do it. I was throwing myself under the bus because I know that that's something that I would not be able to do. Now, Michael, he could do it, because he is
Yeah,
absolutely awesome.
I do believe he could.
Yes,
The
he could.
cat one
Now,
that he
whether or not
does
he
is really
would,
pretty.
that's totally up to him. But as far as technical ability, Michael could do it, But,
The
I'm
cat
not
one
about
he
to
does
say
is really cool.
he does some beautiful work, you know. I mean, the first thing of his that I remember seeing was that blue and orange panda hanging behind him. I mean, that was chef's kiss, stunning. So, and
Yeah,
then
and I liked it. He did the cat one just recently.
yeah, that one too.
I
It's
was supposed to
gorgeous. The silhouettes and
around the time we
everything.
were doing Boggy Creek stuff, and that was very cool.
Michael, somebody asked me if I could do a Boggy Creek blanket with the words Boggy Creek, and then underneath it's got like campfire, and they wanted me to design that. Mike, that's a little bit beyond my purview, but Michael, he could do that. I don't know if he would, but he could. But just the other night, Panda was doing a live stream, and it was so funny. I love Panda. For those of you that don't know, Pandemonium Express, it's such a great channel, and he was playing Alien Isolation. You got to check out his channel. He's hysterical.
Yeah, even if you're not a gamer, just watching him play the game is it's a riot.
It is. It's great. I love watching him play. He's got a great style of humor, and I absolutely love watching him. Hello, Jason. So I would totally recommend, go check out his channel, and then because he does live streaming of him playing, and he's a hoot. I would totally recommend him. And also, he could really use your support, like all of us could. You know, go over there, hit subscribe, show the love, and then when he does another live stream, pop on, say hi. It's a lot of fun. Granted, he's really good at dying, but that's part of the charm,
That's part of the
because he's
fun.
getting hunted by rogue androids and aliens. Alien Isolation, it takes place chronologically between the first and the second Alien movie, and it's Sigourney Weaver's daughter looking for her. It's a great game. It's really spooky and sci-fi, and so it's like if you like the movies, the game is awesome, and Panda is awesome sauce. So check him out at Pandemonium Express.
Hey Craig, you don't play,
Yes,
or Russ, you don't play any game like video games or anything, do you?
Nope, I do not.
you play head games.
No, not really.
He just wants what he wants.
I just want to be able to buy yarn and help people the best I can.
I'm messing. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, I mean, we give you a hard time, Russ, but you've got a heart of gold, my friend.
I work at
Um,
it.
okay, Helen. I don't like thread fillet work because it's much, much, much too fine for me. The gauge that I work with, it's when I do fillet work, it's usually using a 3 or a 4 weight yarn. So a lot of those patterns would not be conducive in that weight of yarn because they would be absolutely huge. I do appreciate it though, but thank you for the offer though. I'm more into like geometric type all over patterns as opposed to things that look like a pixelated dot matrix photo of something, you know, like a person or something like that. I'm much more inclined to go with something more of a geometric tessellated type of design. But thank you, Helen, for the offer. Yes, Lorene, thank you for adding the link there.
That like the doily thread kind of makes my tia used to make them.
I mean, they're gorgeous, but it's way too small of a gauge for me
Yeah,
anyway.
I mean, I was sent one that she had made for me, and I looked at it and went, "Oh my gosh, there is no way." And I mean, from what I know, she had been doing them like for years, and it's like, holy moly.
Well, also the reason why I like doing oh, thank you, Moonlight. If you have not watched Fiber Spider playing a game, it's hilarious as well. I no, I think that Panda is way funnier than I am, to be perfectly honest. Um, but Matt, see, the thing is, the reason why I like doing the fillet work in a yarn is because that way, instead of it being strictly ornamental and decorative, like a doily on your tablecloth, you
Yeah,
can use it as a blanket. It's more
no,
utilitarian.
it makes sense. Where
So
is
what types of designs did she do?
do I?
What types of designs?
I'm looking for the picture of her make
Thank you, Lorene.
because it's sitting on a table underneath like pictures and a lamp, and because we have it out on our table. So give me a second and I will.
No
It's
worries.
really beautiful. She did just an amazing job.
I'm on my last I'm on my last skein and this ball number 2 will be done.
Mm,
How many are you gonna make?
I have to
10.
make 10 because I'm putting 22 skeins in a ball and it takes 220 skeins to make a full-size blanket. Helen, I why is it doing this? Helen, did you just give me another $2, darling?
Helen
If you
gave you two
did,
dollars.
thank you, darling. I really appreciate that. Okay,
Yeah,
Heidi is off to bed.
here's my the work from my tia.
Oh, wow. Actually, no, I think I've seen that before. if I'm not mistaken.
Ah,
No. Yeah, I think you showed us that before, but it's gorgeous. I love it because you could focus on the squares or the circles or like the negative space, you know,
it's all
where the circles meet.
intertwined.
I mean,
Like
it's gorgeous.
there's a lot there.
There's a lot to take in and a lot to unpack, and I love it. It's very pretty.
Yeah, she did some amazing work.
About how big is that?
How big is that? The one my aunt sent me.
If you say like queen size bedspread, I'll like freak.
No, like coffee table.
That's still sizable considering the gauge. That's sizable. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
really, really
it's
gorgeous.
about coffee table size.
Mm. You know, anything bigger than like 12 by 12, it's like, yeah, that's quite an investment.
Helen says, yes, I did. Got to keep the lights on. Well, thank you, Helen. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, there's it sitting on a chair.
Oh, wait, let me scroll back up. Okay, cool. It's gorgeous work.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's to me it's something I treasure.
Well, it's one of
That and
those
I have
heirloom keepsakes, you know?
there's a blanket behind me that my grandmother made. And both of those are like
So, did either of you do anything special for Easter or no?
I just went over to Kevin's brothers. That's
yeah,
about
we
it.
went to the San Francisco Bay Area.
I went to Walmart. I wanted to pick up some bedding, and some chicken nuggets, and some ketchup, and some flour, and some Peeps. Oh, I also ah, I got these Twizzler bunnies, Jolly Rancher 2-in-1 gummies, Jolly Rancher gummies minis, and Haribo Gold Bears.
Aw dang.
I went a little crazy. Just a little crazy. It's got
There goes the yeah,
careful.
the there goes
The
the blood sugar.
waistline. Yeah, it's got 101 pieces in it, and it was like $15. You know, but see, that's the thing. I like chocolate, but I love like the fruity, chewy, gummy type stuffs a little bit more. Yes, Michael, I know, lots of sugar. I know. Well, it's one of my 4 food groups. You see. Um, Good night, Jax. You know, it's like, okay, all you guys out there in TV land, okay, Snickers or Three Musketeers?
That's my choice?
Yeah,
I'll take Snickers.
Neither one.
neither one. Why neither one?
I'm a Toblerone kind of guy.
Well, you know, my name is Simon, and I like to do drawings. Oh, we ate Toblerone. Yes, I know, Sharon. Me and my waistline quandary. I know. I don't indulge in big bags of candy that often, though.
Toblerone or Lindt chocolate.
Linz is good. Linz is good. Well, the Three Musketeers. you can like inhale those. Because with a Three Musketeers bar, there's no caramel, there's no peanuts. It's just sort of like, the creamy, fluffy, nougaty type stuff and chocolate. That's all there is. So you can inhale those.
That is,
But
that is very
oh,
cool, Russ.
wait, I gotta scroll up. That's very pretty. But like with the Three
Make yourself
Musketeers bar,
big,
you gotta
Russ.
fight for it, I mean, it satisfies because like there's all that extra stuff in it, the peanuts, the caramel, da 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 da. And it's an effort to get through one of those. So if you're looking for something that satisfies, yeah, go for a Snickers. But if you're looking for a quick fix that you can inhale, go for the Three Musketeers,
Brian has come save the day.
No, if it's just grabbing a candy bar kind of thing, I got to go with the Heath bar.
Your receptionist called Snickers Satan in a wrapper. That's cute. Yes, but it cures the hangries, though.
Oh my goodness. We are at the 2-hour mark, guys, and I have to work in the morning.
Oh, you poor dear.
In
I'm
the
sorry.
morning.
Well, tomorrow's Monday, right?
Tomorrow's Monday.
Yeah. Well, I'm off Monday, but
I thought you were
I
working
have
graveyard. I thought you were working swing shift.
no. He does. Was it 2 to 10?
Yep.
See, I remember stuff.
So I leave the house around 12:30. So I get to work around 1:30 so I can talk to the first shift crew before they leave.
Got it.
And I take over for them. And then I shut everything down and get things ready for them to come in the next day.
Well, see, that's the thing. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. That's how
I
I
get
always look
there.
at it.
I get there when I get there, and they'll appreciate when I do get there, because if I don't get there, someone has to stay or shut the
Well, that's
second
how
shift
I always
down.
look at it. I mean, my commute is only 15 minutes, but I leave, sometimes an hour early because I like to stroll in. I like to walk in. I don't like to run in.
No,
Yeah,
I don't either.
I'm about 15, 20 minutes from work.
Well, I'm an hour from work, but I leave an hour and a half just so I have that little bit of cushion, just in case something happens out on the road, a flat tire, an accident, a
So
reroute.
I'm up and out by 6:30. Is what is my usual day.
Mm, mm. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I am going to shut this down for tonight, guys.
Alrighty.
See, it worked really well.
I like it. It's just gonna take a little bit of uh, getting used to things, and I actually can show something and actually have people read it instead of it showing backwards. I hope that didn't show backwards
Was that
anyway.
backwards? That's backwards.
I hope
Well,
not.
I mean, I
If
had to
if
keep
you
scrolling up and
no,
down, but whatever.
you have to flip the
It's
camera the other way.
backwards. It's mirror imaged.
It's for mirror image. There you
Michigan State
go.
Range Afghan raffle.
There you go.
All good.
But that's what I love about it, because in StreamYard, I honestly don't know how to flip that. But in Restream, the 3 little buttons up in my little box, I just click on it and it says mirror camera or not.
Now, is there any sort of a way where, like in StreamYard, you can have like the pictures on one part and then the chat on the other part? Is there a way that you can do that?
That's what I'm doing right now.
No, I mean on the phone.
Oh, that I don't know.
Well, look into that because I want to be able to, like, I liked StreamYard when I could see the chat and see the peeps at the same time, until they put the button in. And now I don't want to use it anymore because of the button.
Restream has a free thing just like StreamYard.
Yeah,
So
No,
you
but
can
try the free one, Craig.
and see, see if you like it.
because like if getting rid of the button is not an option, I'm not interested in doing StreamYard anymore because that ruins the experience the last time. And I apologize to anybody that was there that night because I was just so irked that I couldn't see what you lovely people were saying, and it like ruins the experience for me.
And
I'm very
for
sensitive about that.
anybody who was on with us on Friday, sorry about those knuckleheads.
Oh, I know. Those trolls. I mean, I was embarrassed, and I tried blocking them and they kept coming back. It was like whack-a-mole. And I did make the effort and they just were being insidious. And towards the end, I'm like, you know what? It's not even worth not worth it until it gets like really out of hand. It was getting there. It was getting to like a fever pitch. I'm like, you know what? We've been on for a couple of hours. We're
Yeah,
good. Let's go.
let's bail.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm for those of you that might have been there to see that, I apologize.
Lorraine wants. I don't know if. Yep, there we go.
There it goes. You still got it.
That's okay, Michael. You never need to apologize, I mean, the next time I would love to have you on by all means, but Michael, if you're not feeling well, that's the nature of the beast, and I understand that. There's always a next time.
Yeah, I mean, and that goes for all of us because we all have different stuff.
Yeah.
I missed mine on Thursday because I had food poisoning. We almost missed one because I have like I was having, back really bad back pains. So we I mean, and poor Russ with his leg. I mean,
Life happens.
we all stuff happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All
Oh,
right, my dude.
what is it? That quote? Oh, oh, a band of merry men. What was it? What was that quote?
That's like Robin Hood.
No, it was out of something else. It wasn't Robin Hood.
Well, Merry Men, that was Robin Hood.
No, but this was it. It was that same quote, but it had to do with something else.
No worries.
I'll have to think of
It'll
it.
it'll come to you at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I'll be laying to go down, good to go to sleep, and the eyes will open. It's like, oh crap.
And Paco's gonna look at you like, Dad, get a grip.
Yeah, and he does too. If my elbow goes out the bed, he's right there. No matter what time of the night, he is like right on my elbow. So Russ, we're just over the 2 hour mark. So we gonna wrap it up for tonight.
I'm just waiting, making sure you guys are done.
Yeah, it's all good. All good.
It's all good, my friend. I'm glad I could
Well,
help you out tonight.
thank you
You
for
helped me
having me
out quite
on
a
as
bit,
always.
and I'm glad that you're able to make it.
Yeah, I told you I'd be here. So,
Ditto.
got to be a man of your word.
Unless something major comes up.
Unless, yeah.
All right.
Wrong one.
Uh-oh.
So,
Nope, just trying to figure out how to end this thing.
The same way you do on StreamYard.
It doesn't say end.
So, good night, everybody. Maybe.
awkward. Awkward.
Well, no, it's not.
No, up in the right-hand corner, there should be like the button where it said you go live.
Uh-huh.
You click on that same button.
I did, but all it did was take my camera down.
Because that would be my lower left.
Oh, there we go. Nope. So because I have to slide everything up to get to the button to type, it hides the button to end.
Yeah, it's up in the right, top right.